I love Jesus, but I hate the church leaders. The reality is that every person is going to take that one experience that they have had and make it into a reality and start judging everybody according to that one situation or that one experience. And they will put everybody in the group. And this is why they hate church people. To a new believer, hearing these things inside of church could actually make them drive away from the church and separate and say, this church has nothing to give me because they're more messed up than I am. And Paul knew this. And in 1 Timothy, we see that Paul was trying to teach Timothy certain situations that are going to be happening inside the church. And he gave him these great, amazing points that he said, anybody that can listen, you should teach them these points. Paul begins to tell Timothy, you should encourage others to read their word. You should encourage others to learn their own word, to start reading the Bible and making their own conclusions of what they are reading. And then Paul also told Timothy, you should also be careful of those people that make their own assumptions of the readings and start teaching everybody else about what they have understood. But it's not what God was trying to intend there. And he told him you have to be careful of those type of people as well. That those people are arrogant and they lack the understanding of what the Bible is really saying in that moment or in that phrase that they're trying to speak about. And then he starts telling these people have very lack of understanding in the word, that they will not argue with you if you confront them. But what they're going to start doing is that they're going to start stirring up the words that you are saying to contradict or what you are trying to teach and what you are trying to give out there. And he also let Timothy know, these are the type of people that are always going to cause trouble. These are always going to be the type of people that they're going to always be there, and you're just going to have to deal with those type of people. Their minds are corrupt, their hearts are corrupt, and they have this inner darkness that they do not want to get rid of because they themselves don't even know that they have it. And they back away from what the truth is trying to tell us. But I'm going to stop right here. I just want to mention something real quick. This is why it's very important for us, why we make disciples. This is why we do small groups. This is why we have small groups. And this is why we are very, very strong about joining a small group. Having a mentor in our life is something that will benefit us later on whenever we are struggling with a question or we don't understand something or we just need somebody to talk to. If we look back at this, Paul was Timothy's mentor. Paul had a responsibility to teach Timothy everything that he knew, so therefore he could work with these people. The importance of having a mentor as a role model in our lives is that a mentor is there to teach us and there to help us go up. The mentor is there to tell us when we are wrong, but also teach us when we are right. The mentor is there to show us what are we lacking in our lives and what is our strengths and what is our weaknesses. Don't allow those people to keep influencing you. If they are influencing you, if you got to cut them out, you got to cut them off. If a plant is not producing fruit, cut it off. Therefore, if somebody is not helping you grow, cut them out. But the reality is there's always going to be people that are going to talk. There's always going to be people that are going to be jealous. There's always going to be people trying to divide. There's always going to be people to do some type of harm to either your life, my life, or in general, the church. And there will always be people that were going to cause division. But you got to take a stand. And that brings me to my first point. Take a stand. Are you going to let people keep contaminating you? Are you going to let people keep influencing you when you know for a fact that you shouldn't be doing that? Take a stand and start doing what is right. Take a stand by ignoring what anybody else has to say about you. Take a stand by doing what you know God wants you to do. And be the difference of what you see everybody else trying to do. Jesus took a stand. Jesus took a stand when he ate with the tax collectors. Jesus took a stand when he hung out with people that were being rejected. He took a stand because he didn't care what people had to say. He took a stand because he knew that he needed to be with these people because they were being rejected. And he needed to show them love because everybody else knew that God loved them, but these people felt like they didn't. Jesus took a stand when he told us that we need to love each other and not show hate. He took a stand when he showed us his love and his mercy and just everything about him dying on the cross for us. Even though he went through so much pain, even though he went through so much agony, even though he went through so much torture, he took a stand. So Paul also took a stand. Paul took a stand and started teaching Timothy on how not to be comfortable or not to be content. He took a stand and started teaching Timothy what is godliness. He started discipling him. He started showing him how to be a man. He started showing him about the word. He started showing him about everything that he needed to do in life to pursue and not just be right here. He pushed him to just keep going up, and he took a stand to make Timothy his disciple. So Paul starts telling Timothy, you're a man of God. Run away from all evil. Push it to the side. Back it up. Back them away. And he started teaching them that the only way you can do that is to pray. So we need to take a stand and we need to start praying. And you might be thinking, Jonathan, really pray? One thing that a lot of people misunderstand about prayer is that prayer actually works. Prayer is a conversation between you and the Father, you and the Creator, you and God. It's like having a speed dial. I know most of you guys don't know what speed dial is, but I mean, it's just literally having somebody on your favorites and all you got to do is touch and you have that communication with you and God. And the thing is, the battery never goes out. All you got to do is just pray. I love God, but I hate church leaders. Should never be coming out of our mouths. Instead, I love God, and I'm going to keep seeking, and I'm going to keep praying, and I'm going to keep looking for answers, and I'm going to keep wondering, what does he want me to do? I know it's a mouthful, but I'd rather say that than say I love God, but I hate leaders, because we have leaders everywhere in our lives. We have our parents, we have our teachers, we have our coaches, we have our mentors, we have our big brother, we have our big sister. I mean, we have somebody that's a leader in our life. And just saying that I love God, but I hate leaders, you're putting all them into one category. Anything that you are struggling with, anything that might be hurting you, anything that is affecting you, just give it to him today. I love you guys. We'll see y'all next week.